Imagine you're 20 and a free man is a year later? No, not at all. You'll be sold for your father's debts, bought by a man who turns people into weapons. You will win 100 battles, outlive everyone you knew in the arena, except one. Rome will scream your name. 100,000 people. You won't even understand why, but you won't reach freedom with a sword. Not that way. Much harder, much later, because you are a gladiator, and that is your whole life. Watch how a slave becomes a legend of Rome. Capua, a city in Campania, 73 BC. The heart of trade. They sell grain, fabric, livestock, and people here. There is almost no difference between them. You were born free. A small Thracian tribe near the Danube. Forests, rivers, freedom. Father a warrior. He taught you to hold a spear, read the sky, stay silent when needed. A good father. Mother, a priestess of a local cult. She said, the gods watch the strong, only them, mum. The tribe had fought Rome before, but this time, Rome came in earnest. You're 17, your first real battle. A Roman legion is no neighborly raid. Turtle formations of shields, iron discipline, cold eyes. The tribe is broken in an hour. Your father dies. You watch, unable to do anything. It's the first lesson about strength and powerlessness. You are taken prisoner, bound with others, led south along a dusty road. On the way you realize you are no longer human to them. You are a thing, a commodity, a digit in records. Capua, a slave market. They strip you, inspect you, poke your muscles, your teeth like a horse. Batiatus buys you, owner of a Ludus, a gladiator school. He looks at you for a long time, in silence. He tells his assistant, this one will be good. He doesn't explain why. You still don't understand what it means. Ludus, a fenced courtyard. Barracks, training ground. Your new world is small, 50 slaves from Numidia, Gaul, Greece, Syria. Different languages, one destiny, the arena. The first day, they give you a wooden sword. They tell you to strike a post. You strike until your hands bleed. Trainer Marcus, a former gladiator, scars all over his body, eyes without a shred of pity. Marcus says, forget who you were. Here, there is only what you can do with a sword in your hand. You train from dawn, strikes, blocks, footwork, falling, rising, again and again. The first month is total pain. Muscles you never knew, scream every night. You endure. The food here is better than for the slaves in the fields. Meat, legumes, oil, body. Batiatus's investment. You meet Gannicus, a Gaul, red-headed, broad, loud. He laughs even when in pain. Gannicus says, there are two paths here. The first, become the best. The second, die quickly. There is no third option. Truly, there is no third. You already understand this without explanation. After 3 months, Marcus hands you a real sword, Mamad. For the first time, you hold real iron. The sword is heavier than the wooden one. Your hand is not yet used to it. But something inside you clicks. It feels right. Marcus sees it. He pairs you against the strongest in the Ludus. He is testing you. You lose. But Marcus doesn't look at the result. He looks at how you move. He says, from tonight, you are Thracian. You will fight in the Thracian style. A light shield, short sword, Thracian style, speed over strength, evasion over blocks. Your body is made for this. You begin to understand the arena as a system. It is not just a fight, it is a spectacle. The audience is part of the weapon. Batiatus explains, if the crowd loves you, you live longer even after a defeat. Remember, you are 18. The first fight is a small arena in Capua. A few thousand spectators. You are trembling. The opponent is more experienced. A Murmillo, heavy helmet, large shield, long, gladius. Everything is against you. The first minutes are for survival. You retreat, you dodge, you look for anything. The crowd whistles. Then you see it. He shifts his weight left before every strike. Always without fail. You wait for that moment. He swings. You are no longer there. A strike to the side. He falls. The crowd screams. First victory. You stand over the fallen man and don't know what to feel. The Retiarius raises his thumb. The opponent lives. You return. Marcus is silent. A nod. A nod from Marcus is worth more than the crowd's ovation. You don't know it yet, but you feel it. The second fight, the third, the fourth, each one is different. Every lesson is a new one in survival and focus. You lose once. The crowd decides to spare you. You stand up. The night after that is the longest. You lie there thinking, today I lived because strangers wanted it, not me. They are strangers. This changes something deep inside. Do you understand? While you are a slave, your life is not your own. That is when you start to think about freedom, not as a dream, but as a task, with steps, with a plan. In the Ludus, there is a redemption system. If there is enough coin, gladiators can let you go. Maybe. Winners get small coins. But if you win constantly, the count grows. You are 19. You are no longer a novice. Marcus stops explaining. He just watches. You begin to analyze opponents yourself before the fight. By their walk, their gaze, their breath. Gannicus laughs. You look at people like puzzles. You reply, that is what they are. A new slave, Spartacus, arrives at the Ludus. A Thracian like you, but completely different. Spartacus is silent, observant. He looks not at people, but at the walls, gates, and guards. You always talk at night in the language of your ancestors. For the first time in a year, you hear native words. A strange feeling. Spartacus says, ransom is a fairy tale for obedient slaves. Gladiators releases no one. Never. You say, I saw one man freed. Spartacus replies, he was useful free. There is a difference. This conversation settles in you like a stone. It doesn't go away. You return to it every night thinking, you are being taken to the great games in Capua, fighting in front of 10,000 for the first time. The amphitheater is another world. The smell, the roar, the heat of thousands of bodies. The earth feels alive underfoot. Your opponent is Primus, a veteran. 15 victories. The crowd loves him. You are an outsider here. The fight lasts a long time. Primus is experienced. He makes no mistakes. You wait, endure, and move. 20 minutes of fighting. The crowd no longer hisses at you. They start to watch differently. Intrigued, Primus tires first. A heavy helmet, a heavy shield. Thracian lightness prevails. Finally, a victory over a veteran. The crowd rises. For the first time, you hear your name from thousands. Strange. Gladiatus is pleased. He improves your food, gives you a private room. You become a valuable asset, worth more. Value is not freedom. You understand this. Dear slave, still a slave, regardless. Meanwhile, Spartacus talks to others, some us, quietly, one by one. You see, but you don't ask yet. Gannicus approaches one morning. Spartacus calls, tonight after dinner. Will you come? 18 people gather. Tight space, darkness, they whisper. Spartacus explains the plan, the kitchen, knives. The guards are drunk on Fridays. One man opens the gate. Outside is the forest. Vesuvius. A simple plan, a brutal plan, a real plan. Your heart beats differently as you listen. You quickly ask what Spartacus looks for after the escape and first we survive, then we'll see, honestly. The year 73, month of August. 80 men break out of Abbatus's Ludus Assos. Guards are killed. The gate broken. A dark road, fields, then the forest. No one looks back. Vesuvius, the old mountain. The slopes are densely covered in forest. A place to hide and think. Slaves from surrounding farms join you, dozens, then hundreds. Word travels fast. Rome sends a cohort, 3,000 men. Spartacus is surrounded on the mountain. It would seem the end. Spartacus makes ropes out of grapevines. You tear down the steep slope at night. You attack the Roman camp from the rear. Total chaos. The cohort is broken. The first victory over Rome. The victory spreads across Italy like a wildfire. Slaves flee and head to Vesuvius by the thousands. You are 21. You are no longer a gladiator. You are a soldier of the uprising. Different weapons. A different goal. Spartacus assigns roles. You are to train the new ones. Thracian techniques. The speed of reading the fight. You teach people who have never held a sword. Peasants, shepherds, blacksmiths learn quickly from hunger. Rome sends 2 praetors with larger forces. Spartacus destroys them both, one by one, methodically. The army is growing, 10,000 to 20. People are different. Slaves, free men, the poor. Legion deserters. The first great dispute. Some want to plunder cities. Spartacus wants to go north, home. Gannicus chooses plunder, leaves with some. You stay with Spartacus. It hurts, but it's clear. Spartacus watches Gannicus go and says, quiet. He chose the past. We chose the future. You are 22. Battle after battle. Calabria, Lucania, Samnium. Rome loses again and again. You are now leading a unit. 300 men are yours. You are responsible for them. The first time you are responsible. One of yours dies because of your mistake. You misjudged the terrain. The wrong decision. Knight. This knight is heavier than all knights in the Ludus combined. Commanding is a different weight. Spartacus finds you at dawn, sits beside you, stays silent for a long time. Then, you learned, yes, the army reaches the Alps, the exit from Italy. Freedom, there it is, beyond the mountains, within reach. And another dispute. The majority does not want to go beyond the Alps. They want to stay, take revenge on Rome, to fight. Spartacus yields, turns the army to the south. You realize this is a death sentence, but you stay silent. Rome is finally serious. They appoint Crassus. Rich, cold, merciless, a completely different enemy. Crassus builds a wall across all of Bruttium, from sea to sea. He locks you in the south. A trap. Winter. Cold, lack of food, sickness. The army weakens. Morale drops. The first escapes. Deserters. Spartacus negotiates with pirates. They promise ships to Sicily. They take the money and vanish. Betrayal by the pirates. 20,000 men stand on the shore and watch the empty sea. Silence. Spartacus doesn't break. He orders rafts to be built. Some manage to cross. A storm breaks the rafts. We return, breaking through Crassus's wall at night. The price is thousands dead, but we make it out. We make it out. You are 23. The army has halved in size, but it still fights, still believes. As long as Spartacus believes, Crassus follows behind. From the north, Pompey returns from Spain. The jaws are closing slowly. The last council. Spartacus says, we fight not because we will win, but because slaves have nowhere else to go. The night before the final battle, you sit with Spartacus. He asks, do you regret leaving the Ludus? You say, there I survived, here I lived. He stays silent for a long time. Then he says, well said. Good. In the morning, Spartacus kills his horse. He says, if we win, there will be plenty of horses. If not, what for? Battle of the Silurus. Crassus has 12 legions, 40,000 soldiers. You are half as many. It begins. You hold the first charge. The second, you hold. The third, a breakthrough in the center. The line breaks. Do you see Spartacus? He is fighting surrounded, alone, just like back in the Ludus, one against all. You always break through to him, standing back to back, like in training. Only now it's real. He takes a spear hit, falls to one knee, continues to fight, closed islands, knee in the dirt. Then you are knocked down. When you stand up, you don't see Spartacus anymore. Only bodies all around. It's over. Retreat. Survivors scatter into the mountains, pursued. Some surrender. You don't. 23 with you. Hiding in the forests of Lucania, June 71 BCE. Everything has ended. 6,000 prisoners crucified along the Appian Way from Capua to Rome. A grim warning. Spartacus's body was not found. Nobody knows where he is. Will this become part of the legend, intentional or not? Hide for 3 months. Food that you steal at night. Rain, cold, fear. But alive. Still alive. The group splits up. Some head north. Some surrender. You are left alone with Gannicus. Gannicus, that same red-haired Gaul, outlived his own faction. He returned. There are people who return. You decide to make your way north to the Alps. Ha! What an army couldn't do, 2 men will. They will try. Traveling at night. Hiding by day. A month. Another. Slowly. Dangerous. Very dangerous. You're 20. Crossing the Po Valley. Forests, marshes, small farms. At night, you meet a Gallic trader. He knows Gannicus. The tribal mark on his arm. There is trust. The trader hides you for a week. Gives you food, clothes, information on the road. Kindness for no reason. Strange. You ask the trader why he risks it. He says, my father was a slave, and says nothing more. The Alps. Seeing them for the first time? White peaks. The road through them. Cold rocks, snow in August. 5 days in the mountains. On the 3rd day, Gannicus breaks his leg. You him on your back. For 2 days, Gannicus says, leave me. You reply, no. He laughs even then, and even then, Gannicus, descend into Gaul. Rome is here, but less of it. Further from the center, easier to get lost among the people. A small town. You find a tailor who needs loaders. He pays in copper coins. You take it. For the first time in 3 years, you are just working. No sword, no arena. Carrying fabrics, silence in your head. Gannicus's leg heals in 2 months. He learns tailoring. He laughs. A Gaul, a tailor. Who could have known? You're 25, 1 year in Gaul. You learn the local language, start to understand how the free live. The free live differently. Not better, just differently. Their problems are smaller, but real to them. You meet a woman. Akka, a freed former slave, understands without explanation right away. The first person you speak with, truly. Not about survival, but about what's inside, for real. She says, freedom is not a document. It's when you wake up in the morning and the day belongs to you. Only to you. You are 26. You realize you cannot stay forever. Rome is not looking for you, but for everyone. Gannicus decides to settle in Gaul. He has a workshop. He has a woman, has a language. Says, my war is over. You embrace for a long time. Red-haired Gaul, loud laughter. Iron loyalty, the best thing captivity gave. You go further north, alone, to Germania. Rome is weaker there. There you can vanish. You vanish into a Germanic tribe. They don't ask where you're from. You know how to fight. You take part in raids. You have food for a year among the Germans. You learn not to think about the past. It is hard and gradual. Gradually you turn 27. The tribe elder offers you a wife, his niece. He awaits an answer. You think for 3 days. You refuse. Not because she is bad, but because you bring danger with you. You always move even further. The tribes beyond the Rhine, where Rome is just a word, not a force, not a reality, a small settlement. A smithy. The smith is old. He has no assistant. You offer work for food. He takes it. A smithy. Hammer, fire, iron. You learn slowly. Your hands are used to weapons. Now they make them. You are 28. Do you understand? I am no longer running. I am just living. The difference is huge. The old smith asks one evening, have you ever killed people, huh? You say, yes. He says, me too. You never speak of it again. But something between you changes. It becomes deeper, calmer, better. You are 29. The smith dies in winter. He leaves you the smithy. Just like that, without conditions. First property in your life, the first thing of your own. You stand in the middle of the smithy and don't know what to feel. People come again. They need nails, horseshoes, rings, they pay. You do your own thing, day after day. You are 30. 12 years have passed since the Ludus. Half of your future back then is behind you. Sometimes you dream of the arena, sand, the roar of the crowd, the heavy smell of sweat and fear. You wake up. There's a roof, there's a fire, there's work. You belong to no one. This is that living water. Here it is, at last.